So, I have a confession. I've been using AI as my personal stylist for a while now. Not like, hey, what should I wear today? Basic stuff. I mean, I actually trained it on my wardrobe, my tastes, my aesthetic, and it got good, like really good. And then I thought, why is this just sitting on my phone? This should be an app. So that's what we're building. Before I get into it, let me tell you who this is for because it's actually for two audiences at once, which is kind of the point. One, if you're into fashion, personal style, or you ever wished you had someone in your corner telling you whether an outfit actually works, this app is for you. Two, if you're into product, you're trying to make it into product management, or you just want to see how real product decisions get made, this series is definitely for you. Because I'm not just building an app, I'm documenting every decision I make along the way, the trade offs, the things I almost did, the things I decided not to do, and why. That is what product management actually looks like, and you rarely get to see it in real time. So, this is how it actually started. I shop online a lot, probably more than I should. And at some point, I realized I had all these screenshots of clothes I had either bought, almost bought, or was obsessed with for more than 5 minutes. Then dresses, corsets, jackets, bags, random shoes, all of it. And I had this thought, what if I gave this to ChatGPT and basically asked, what is wrong with me stylistically? What am I consistently drawn to? What is my actual aesthetic? And so I did. I uploaded the images and asked it to analyze everything and tell me what my style was. And the response was weirdly accurate, like not in a vague horoscope kind of way. It was very specific. It came back with a style profile, refined power with controlled femininity. And the one line that really got me was, she's soft because she chooses to be, not because she has to be. And I was like, okay, rude, but also correct. It put language to things I already knew instinctively, but had never really articulated. Why certain shapes worked for me, why some outfits felt too sweet even if it fit my body, why I kept gravitating towards structure, tension, and pieces that felt intentional. And then I started using the ChatGPT in a different way. I take headless mirror photos and ask, does this actually work? Is this me? Or am I just settling? And the answers got more specific, more opinionated, more useful. It stopped feeling like generic outfit feedback and started feeling like I had a stylist in my phone. And at some point in my head, I started calling that voice Law, as in Law Rouge, celebrity stylist. Not because I was pretending it was him, but because it had that kind of point of view, sharp, decisive, uninterested in being nice just to be nice. Obviously, I cannot call the app that because I don't want to get sued before or after the launch, but that's where the idea came from. We'll get to the naming in a second. So, the first real product decision I had to make wasn't about technology, it was about experience. Because there's a difference between an app that analyzes your outfit and an app that talks to you about your outfit. One is a tool, the other is an experience. And I wanted to build an experience. And so I decided to give the AI a personality, actually, four personalities. Each one is inspired by a real fashion icon, but with their own name, so we're not, once again, accidentally getting sued. Here's who we got. We have La Roast, a visionary, poetic, empowering, sees fashion as storytelling, uses short, powerful sentences, no filler. This is the one I use for myself. We have Miranda Wintour, exacting, precise, allergic to mediocrity. She will tell you exactly what's wrong with your outfit and you will thank her for it. El Tally, the grand historian. He's warm, deep, fashion as a culture and art. He makes you feel like getting dressed is a significant act. And Miss J.A., the coach. Fierce, fun, high energy. She will hype you up and clock what's wrong with you at the same time. Now, why did I choose these four? Because they represent genuinely different relationships you can have with style. Some people want to be challenged. Some people want to be inspired. Some want to be coached. Building four personas isn't just a fun feature, it's a retention strategy. You're not just choosing an app, you're choosing your stylist. Okay, the name. This is one of my favorite decisions in the whole build so far because it happened organically, and it's a great example of how product naming should work. My first instinct was to use the real names of the four personas: Laura Roach, Miranda Priestley, Andre Leon Talley, and Miss J. It's homage. I'm not trying to impersonate anyone, I'm celebrating them. But here's the product manager in me asking the uncomfortable question: what happens when this app makes money? Because the moment you're charging for something, it's just homage gets a lot more complicated legally, especially when you're putting in words in real people's mouths, even fictional AI generated words. So I made the call early, inspired by personas with their own names: La Roast, Miranda Wintour, L. Talley, Miss J.A. Close enough that anyone who knows fashion will smile, but far enough that we're not going to get cease and desist letters. That's a real product decision. Risk management before you need it. And then separately, the app needed a name, not a working title, an actual name. I wanted something that felt fashion native, not techie, not another Lee or Iffy or startup name. Something that belonged in the industry it was serving. And I landed on Draped. One word, past tense but active. It's fabric, it's fashion. It's also, if you think about it, draped in confidence, which is a whole emotional promise of this app. And the tagline almost wrote itself: a stylist in your pocket. 5 words tells you exactly what you need to know. No explanation needed. That's what a good name does. It does the work for you. One more decision I want to cover before we get into the build, and this one I feel strongly about. The app asks you to upload photos of yourself, maybe headless, maybe not. And in a world where every app is harvesting your data, I think it's the right move, both ethically and as a product strategy, to make privacy a visible feature and not bury it in the fine print. So here's the rule we're building by. Photos are analyzed and deleted immediately. The AI looks at your photo, gives you a response, and the photo is gone. We didn't store it, we don't need it. Your style profile is saved as text, not images. And we're also building in the client side face detection. So if you do upload a photo with your face in it, the app blurs it before it ever leaves your device. You see it happen. It's not invisible. Why does this matter as a product decision? Because trust is a feature, especially for an app where people are sharing something as personal as how they look. If your users don't trust you with their photos, they will not use the app authentically. And if they're not authentic, the AI cannot do its job. Privacy isn't just the right thing to do here, it is good product sense. So here's where we are. I've spent time thinking through the concept, making the key decisions, and writing out a full product brief. And now I'm going to show you what I've built so far. Now remember, Lovable is an AI app builder. You give it detailed instructions and it generates a working app. Think of it as having a dev team that works in real time. It's not perfect. We definitely have to iterate, but it's the fastest way to go from idea to something I can actually show you. So I've put everything in that we've talked about: the 4 personas, the chat first experience, the privacy architecture, the onboarding flow, all of it. And here we have it. This is episode 1. We've covered the concept, the 4 personas, the naming decisions, and why privacy is a core feature and not an afterthought. In the next video, I'll show you what Lovable actually is building and what we have to fix and the next round of product decisions, because there's always a next round. If you're building something, if you're learning product, or if you just want a stylist who doesn't sugarcoat, stick around because we are just getting started.